Okay, so here's our next problem. Davy and Judy Smith own 50 shares of Apple stock and 60 shares of Microsoft stock. At the close of the markets on March 9th, 2007, their stock portfolio was worth $6,035.90. The closing price of the Microsoft stock was $60.68 less than the closing price of the Apple stock on that day. What was the price of each stock on March 9th, 2007? Okay, so if you notice, I made variable assignments. I'm going to let A be the price of the Apple stock and M represent the price of the Microsoft stock. Okay, I could use X and Y, but A and M are a little more representative. So we're dealing with a system of equations. I need two equations. I need to read the word problem and determine what those two equations are going to be. Our first equation will come from the fact that 50 shares of Apple stock and 60 shares of Microsoft stock was worth $6,035.90. Okay? So that equation would be 50A plus 60M, 50 shares of Apple and plus 60 shares of Microsoft, give you a total value of $6,035.90. So there's my first equation, coming from the value of the stocks. Okay, my second equation comes from the fact that the closing price of the Microsoft stock was $60.68 less than the closing price of the Apple stock on that particular day. So what does that mean? Well, since the Microsoft stock was less by $60.68, if you took the Apple stock and you subtracted the Microsoft stock, the Apple being the larger, you would get their difference, which was told to be $60.68. So if you took the value of the Apple stock and you subtracted the value of the Microsoft stock, you would get $60.68 because the Microsoft was that much less. Okay? So take a minute and understand where these two equations came from, and I'm going to continue solving. Okay? So I'm going to use the substitution or the addition method. I like the addition method again where the variables are lined up. And I am going to use the addition method. I'm going to multiply the top equation by 1, and I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by 60. And if you can tell, I'm trying to eliminate the m's. So let's distribute the 1. It will not change the equation. So the top equation will stay 50A plus 60M equals 6,035.90. We'll multiply 60 and distribute it through the bottom equation. That would give me 60A minus 60M. Notice how the m's will eliminate when I add. And 60 times 60.68 gives me 3,640.80. Alright, so let's add these two equations. 50A plus 60A is 110A. 60M plus negative 60M eliminates. as was the goal, and 6,035.90 plus 3,640.80 is 9,676.70. Dividing both sides by 110 to get A by itself gives me 87.97. So that means that the Apple stock on that particular day was worth $87.97. Okay. So now I need to figure out what the Microsoft stock was worth. I can go back to either one of my original two equations, the 50A plus 60M equals 6,035.90, or the A minus M equals 60.68. I'm going to use the easier of the two, which is the A minus M equals 60.68. I know that the A is 87.97 minus M equals 60.68. I am going to subtract 87.97 from both sides. And get negative M, careful with your negative there, equals negative 27.29. Now to get M by itself, I multiply both sides by negative 1 or divide both sides by negative 1, and I will get positive M equals positive $27.29. So the price of the Microsoft stock was $27.29. Okay. Hope that helps.